Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Paige, this is Seeking Alexandria, and who's excited for some Norvina lovin' right here? We all know the feel of this amazing velvety soft moment. It's time for a new ABH palette. I also picked up all 5 of the new lip glosses. We are going to test and check these out. To my understanding, these are like sparkly lip glosses, so I'm kind of excited. I've been obsessed with glosses for a hot couple months now, so I'm like a connoisseur of the gloss. And I also, just for, you know, shits and giggles here, I picked up Perla, which is their liquid glow highlight. A lot of you said that this is a great highlight, like to mix in with foundation or whatever I wanted. So I'm going to be testing this out. I'll let you guys know later if I like it, but just so you know, I did pick this up as well. So let's talk Norvina. I feel like I have a hair, like a cat hair on my nose, and it's like ruining my life. So anyways, let's talk Norvina. This is a palette, and again, to my understanding, you guys know me, I don't go watching reviews. I try to stay clear of anything that is a product that I'm going to look at before I have already played with it, swatched it, given my own thought, because I don't want all your other bitches to be inceptioning thoughts into my damn face. Like, I'm not Leo DiCaprio. I cannot have time for that shit in my life. So I bought this from the ABH website. It is a $42 palette. The glosses, I think, are $16 a piece, right? Yes, the glosses are $16 a piece, and basically I'm going to read you the description first from the ABH website because that's where I bought it, and it says here that it is an essential, it is essential to your life, this 14 shade eyeshadow palette featuring Norvina's go-to shades ranging from bold to bright mattes and soft pastel shimmers. And again, Norvina being like the heir to the ABH throne, like think heir like to the throne of Slytherin house, but like ABH, beautiful, money, cosmetics, life, breathing, living, dying, can't exist. That's the air. This is her palette. And honestly, it's basically a whole top row of shimmers, and then I think this bottom row is mattes. Here's the weird thing though. I opened it up like just a second ago to start filming this, and I feel like I see flecks of shimmers in the matte row. Like it down, so I don't know if those are really there or not. I'm a little confizzled. However, my new favorite shade, this right here, this orangey looking shade, I literally I made eyes with this and I was just like I had all the feelings. I feel like that would match all of the golden undertones, and then this deep like berry moment would match like everything else. I don't know. We're gonna see. So excited. I haven't even swatched. I haven't touched. I haven't done anything I shouldn't be doing. So we're gonna dive into this together. We're gonna zoom you guys in. We're gonna talk, loves, swatch, kiss. We're just gonna do all the moments. So I should really swatch this. Normally I swatch before I come on camera. What's wrong with me? Guys, I'm having a moment. Do you love my hair? How it's like double tucked back? I'm just like, huh. And I'm in like this little cut off shoulder thing. Like, who are you, Paige? Ooh, 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 ooh. Do you know what would be like a good idea? If I took some of this liquid glow and put it on my shoulder, then I could be like all those other beauty people that like, they just put shit on their shoulders. You ever notice that? They're just like, oh, look it. And then they take like this and then they do one of these and they're just like, am I shimmery? Am I glowy? Except I don't have all the lighting that like makes it look good, but then they do this. Okay, we're going to do a little bit on the other side, and then we're going to stop wasting it because I don't get PR, and bitch, this was not cheap. And I also don't think you're supposed to put it on like lotion, but that's fine. Not a big deal. Oh, piss. How did I just get it on the rest of my arm? Oh, man. Paige, this is why you don't try to be cute. You just can't pull it off as well. Oh, wait, wait, wait. I want to play. I want to play. Okay, I'm going to put Ofra on my shoulders with my little fancy brush. I'm just going to do a little bit of this. Am I glowy yet? Am I glowy yet? I can't see what I look like. Let's do this side. You guys, I'm not a lefty. I can't function with my left hand, so I look so awkward. I know, just the whole arm. That's a good idea, Paige. Just do the whole arm. This shoulder, this shoulder, this shoulder. Okay. Now we can move on. I guess I'm going to be swatching all of these on my hand as a side note. Just because I don't really want to have to take this whole shirt off or whatever. That would just be a lot of work that I'm not prepared to do. So I'm trying to bring you guys in really far for this part because this is the whole top row of shimmers right here. You have Dreamer, Summer, Wild Child, which is this pink shade. That did not swatch all that well. Then we switched down to Rose Gold, which swatched absolutely stunning. Up here you have Celestial, which was really, really like kicky and powdery, and I had to build that shade a lot, but it is really beautiful. Dazzling, and then Drama, which I really was not impressed with for the name, but those are all the shimmers, which look at that. Whoo, girl. A couple of those, they have got some damn reflex going on. You. Okay. Now let's take all those off. Okay, goodbye, 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 goodbye. Get off my hand, please. So then we skip over to these. These are all the mattes. Now the very first shade up here is literally called Base, and you can barely see it because it blends right in with my skin. Hello, hi. And then right below that we have this really beautiful periwinkle blue in the shade Soul. And then Incense. And you get this really beautiful like powdery pink shade in the shade Love, Volatile, Eccentric, and Passion. And those are all the mattes. Now, okay, let's zoom out just a tiny bit. I just realized none of us need to be that close to each other. That was unfortunate. So here's my thing. When I look really up close, I think I already said this on camera, I feel like you can see a little bit of shimmer in some of these, like Base, Soul, and Love. Especially, they have like this odd like glittery like look to them, and I was like, oh, how are these supposed to be like matte shades if they've got glitter? Like, I'm kind of confused. And when I swatch them, they do have a little bit of a sheen, so I'm not sure if that's something that's supposed to like stay on the lid. I'm very confused about that part, because normally I wouldn't work like a shimmer shade into my crease. I would work mattes into my crease. So I kind of thought, like going into this, I thought that the whole upper row was supposed to be, you know, those are the shimmers, those are the impactful, those are the pop, the bam, the yes. And then these were like what you could work into your crease, what you could diffuse the look with, that sort of thing. So I'm a little bit confused. I'm not sure. We are going to work with a couple of these colors, obviously, down here, and then one or two in the top row, because I want to know how they feel. As far as swatching goes, all of these mattes were very consistent. The shimmers were not. They felt very different, and each one was a little bit different or a little bit more chunky than the next. Like it was weird, because some of them really did swatch great, and then other ones I was like, like, why would you do that? So let's just jump in and kind of start this whole deal. I'm in one of those weird ass moods where I feel like, I don't know, I just feel weird. Like, I feel like my personality is weird today. Like, not weird in a bad way, weird in like a I'm even weirder than usual, which I'm sure that I definitely didn't need help with that shit. So yeah, let's do this. What the hell was it? Just spent an hour looking for the brush that was in my hand. It wasn't an hour, it was 10 seconds, but felt like an hour. And I also did not mention this, but in true ABH style, you do get this double-ended Anastasia brush with it. It's not, you know, it's no double-ended sponge tip applicator, because we all know that this sponge tip brush moment right here, this is my life. But it is not that, which is fine. This is supposed to be like high quality, class, whatever. And so one end is a little bit more fluffy for blending out the crease, and the other end is a lot more of a packer style brush. I actually love these brushes. I love this end for smudging out the lower lash line, and I love this one for buffing out like high crease up into the brow bone highlight. I really like their brushes for that. They're not like the most, oh my god, amazing quality brush ever, but they're pretty good for what you get in a palette. But I think that to start this eye look off, I want to, ooh, you know what, I should have really decided what I wanted to play with. I want to play with colors that I was a little bit unsure of when I swatched them. So I think for sure I want to play with this purple right over here. What is that, Celestial? I want to play with that for sure. Because I wasn't sure that I liked that one when I swatched it, and it would look really, ooh, and you know the other one was this Wild Child. Like, I could fade Wild Child into that Celestial shade on the lid and do like a cut crease situation. That would look really beautiful. And we could start doing all of that by working the shade Passion into the crease. So, and I'm starting this off on a Pro 7E brush. This is a furless brush. It's a really nice fluffy brush. Whoa, kick up. Okay, hold on. And I only do this because it's ABH. There's that whole subculture drama. I just tapped into there twice. Do you see the amount of like holy crap going on? Like, oh man. Okay, all right. And P.S., can we talk? I've said this before on my channel. I think that is so irritating when that whole subculture drama happened. Oh, that's beautiful. And it drove me nuts that everyone was like, look at my palette, look at my palette. I'm like, do you do that with literally any other eyeshadow? Like, I feel like if I picked up any eyeshadow and I started stabbing it, it would have fallout. I don't know. That just annoyed me. So now every time I test, I get really sarcastic and I'm like, but, you know, it's just because I'm a little bit catty. So let's just do, oh God, that's a beautiful color. Oh, I love that. That was so blendable. And this is one of those shades that I thought would have that really overbearing shimmer in it. And it does not. Like, it looks matte. So why does it look like it has shimmer in pan? That is so odd to me. And because I am doing a cut crease, we know this, but just if you're new here, my cut creases, because look at how hooded my eyes are, they go up so high. I know that when I conceal, it's going to go all the way up into here. That's why I'm applying my crease color extra high for this video. Just in case you were curious, or if you have not seen me do a cut crease, anytime you want to start experimenting with things like cut creases, definitely get to know your eye shape, because that's going to be very important as far as where you place your shadow and all that good stuff. But holy crap, that's so pretty. Like, what a beautiful all over lid moment. Oh my gosh. I'm just kind of dusting that brush off a little bit, and now I'm going to go into that deeper, more deep, like berry mauve tone, the shade Passion, and I'm going to start packing that one just slightly onto the outer V here. Ooh, I love, oh my god, these are so beautiful and blendable. Wow. You know what's so funny too about the way that I review stuff like on my channel, because I don't watch other people's reviews, I don't watch other people's like try-ons or if they like them, so I'm always like sitting here, I love this, and then I'm always like, it's gonna be so funny if the internet hated this and I'm the only one that loved it. P.S. that looks so beautiful. It only took me like 2 dunks in there and it built up so stunningly that we're already ready to cut the crease, and it's only been like a minute. So these are blending gorgeously. The pigments are stacking stunningly, and they're not patchy, grabbing, clinging. Now I am going to cut my crease with the Born This Way concealer. You guys know I am obsessed with this. I've used it so much. Like, my bottle's empty. I'm ordering another bottle. This is so good. I actually use this as well to prime and prep my lids today, and then I just set all of that with the Maybelline Fit Me powder in 05 Fair. It's like my go-to priming base. That's what's done over here. And I'm going to take some of this, put it on the back of my hand, and I am going to cut my crease. This is often a step that I just kind of bounce around, because it's not like, if you want to watch a tutorial on cutting a crease, I actually did a video, I can link it here, and it talks all about how like I learned to do my cut crease, all of that kind of stuff. So if you're curious, you can definitely go check that out. I do them a little differently now, but they're still pretty similar. Now I like to make a line right here, and you'll see everybody do that thing where when they blink, it like transfers it up, which kind of works. Kind of doesn't. Today it worked pretty well. I've had it go really good and really bad, so it's all about your personal preference yet again, just like it's makeup. That's how this whole thing works. Girl, you just connect those dots just like you are playing a board game. First thing that popped into my mind was Scrabble. That makes no sense, Paige, but nice try. Yes, queen. Okay, so now normally, like you guys know, these are super, super glittery. This is a tacky base. I do not set this. I go with the glittery, shimmery shades right on top of this concealer. Otherwise, if you are putting this and you do not want to conceal, you just want a really nice fluid look, go in with some form of a glitter glue. I highly recommend this. This is the Too Faced glitter glue, or you can use the NYX glitter glue. They are both very, very good. Obviously, the NYX one is much more affordable, but because we have a tacky concealer base, we are going to go right on top of this, and I'm going to start with the shade, I'm going to take the shade Celestial, which is this purple shade right here. I'm just going to really stack it up on my finger and work on applying this to the lid. And I do start, when I do this part, at the very, that rhymed, at the very bottom, and I make sure that I have the bottom part down here the way that I like it. And then I go in with my sponge tip applicator, and I really dig this little guy right in here, get it good and coated, and then this is how I get right on up to that line. Now, if you would rather use like a flat packing brush, you can do that as well. Again, totally up to you. I really like these cheap sponge tip applicators because they resemble my finger. Like, they're good, puffy, squishy. I feel like they grab this pigment, this color, the same way that my finger grabs it, which just, it helps me distribute it a lot more evenly. But you know, again, everybody is going to have their own personal preference. Girl, you do not hate on the sponge tip applicator, not on this channel. No, ma'am. Now for the inside, because I'm trying to get in this nice tight little space, I'm going to go in with the Pro 4M Furless brush. It's a really nice small little packer brush, and I'm going to grab the shade Wild Child. I'm going to scoop up a good amount here, and I'm just going to really pack that onto the inner concealer portion. And that, because the cut of this brush is so narrow, it'll really help stay inside the lines. Gotta be honest, I'm not like, I like these shimmers. I think that they're pretty, but I think that they're kind of inconsistent. I don't know if I'm the only one. That's like the downside to watching no videos. But I feel like the shimmers in this palette, like, yes, they're pretty. Like, look, I mean, it's beautiful. It's blended. It went on really quick and everything. But I also feel like the textures for all the shimmers in here are just so inconsistent. I don't know. Maybe that's just me. But I did get it good and applied. It looks nice. It's a little bit less shimmery on the eye than it was on my swatch, which is a little bit disappointing. But you know, what are you gonna do? Now I am gonna go back in with that furless brush I used in the beginning, and I'm gonna dip back into Passion, the deep outer V shade, and I want to just blend that in with this purple right here. I'm actually really loving the way that these shadows like blend together. How that powder shadow really nicely like blended in with that purple shade. It looks beautiful and effortless, like really, really nice. And that Passion shade deepens up to be like this beautiful where berry meets brown situation, and it looks so stunning. That's so nice. I also want to go into the shade Dreamer, which is like that really nice shimmery shade, and I want to pack that on near the beginning over here just to see if I can brighten up this area. Oh wow, there was so much freaking fallout just now. Oh my god. Literally solid fallout. Okay, I mean, it's a shimmer shade, so we know there's going to be some, but oh man. I'm just taking that shade though because it's so nice and light, and I'm using it to kind of define that cut. I'm just kind of carrying it up and over. You can see like that nice like shooting star effect I'm going for. I actually love doing this with shimmer shades whenever I do a cut crease. I love taking it and kind of dragging it along that line because it really helps highlight the cut without going in with like a glitter liner or something. I don't know. I just love that. Girl, I don't have to explain it. It's so pretty. Can't you see it for yourself why I like it? Go in with just a tiny bit more of Wild Child and blend that over here so we don't lose that pink moment. So I guess, you guys, I do want to grab this double-ended Anastasia brush, and I want to take the like more blunted smudger end, and I'm going to dip into Drama, which is that really deep plum shimmery color. And I want to pop that right out here just for a little bit of extra, like, you know, oomphness. All right, so I'm going to get this cleaned up. I'm going to run off of camera, do my other eye, and I will decide while I'm doing that other eye what I want to do for the lower lash line, and I will stop back on here in a hot second. Okay guys, so I have been hard at work getting the rest of my face on, and I wanted to stop back on here and do a little bit of a lower lash line fun moment. I do want to go in with this double-ended brush. I want to grab the more blunted end here, and I want to take the shade Soul, this beautiful periwinkle. Wow, I didn't know that I needed this color in my life until right now, because that color is a little bit beautiful. You know what I think? I want to take just the shade Passion right here, and I'm going to work on that really light and not light, really close to the lower lash line and right up on the outer V, like right in this area. And I just want to work on deepening up this area without overdoing it, but I only want to keep it to the outer portion of the eye. Again, just always trying to give myself that eye lift. You can see that that's what I'm going for, because your girl does not naturally have a good eye shape. No, girl, I have to create one. Oh my god, that's so pretty. And I did just go in and take that on the Sigma Pencil E30 brush. And now for the inner eye, I want to take a little bit of the shade Dreamer and use that as an inner eye, like a inner eye highlight, I guess you can say. I'm going to take that back on this Pro 4M brush, and I'm going to work on packing that into the inner portion of my eye, and I want to see if it will stay there. Do you see all of the kick that I just got? Like, yeah, it looks beautiful and everything, but look at this kick situation. Not good. Like, I'm not living for the mess that it's making on my face, but it is really pretty. And I don't know, again, depending on how new you are here, I cannot spray my brush and like do that whole, oh, wet your brush fix plus thing. My eyes hate that. It literally destroys an eye look. So instead, I'm just going to take this and I'm going to put it on the inner eye, and then I'm going to run it under toward this lash line, my lower lash line right here. I'm just going to really make it nice and big to open up that inner eye. You can see how it just kind of takes the inner portion, makes it look bigger, and then helps to snatch the outer part of the eye. I actually really love the way that this turned out. So while we are here, let's talk about glosses, because that's a conversation we definitely need to have. So now let's go ahead before I finish up my face, and I want to swatch all of these lip glosses. Again, these are the new ones that were launched with this Norvina palette, and I'm so excited to look at these because like I said, I haven't even opened them. So excited. Like, did you hear them at the stutter? So excited. So for these, we're actually going to start from the bottom to the top. So the very bottom one we have is the shade Freya. Next up from the bottom, we have the shade Estella. Right smack dab in the middle, we have the shade Sunscape, which is arguably one of my favorites because it's actually a different color than the rest. A lot of these are very similar, and yes, I did just throw some shade. Yes, I did. I did that, yes. Then second from the top, we have the shade Luna. It's a beautiful, like, yellow gold, super yellow, intense reflect. And then at the top there, we have the shade Venus, which definitely has more of that, like, pink glittery reflect to it. And then if you guys want a shot of these glosses a little bit farther away, here's my issue with these. Do I think that they're really pretty? Yes, I do. But it's really similar to when I reviewed the Dominique glosses. You guys know I'm always going to be straight with you because that's how I am. That's the whole point of my channel. And my issue with this gloss, like, release, I understand that they were really going for, like, this moment, this vibe, these glitters, whatever you want to say. But my issue is that they released glitters and shimmers and glosses that are all very similar in one launch. So do I think that a couple of them are unique? Yes, the yellow golden undertone one and the peachy pink one, those two right in the middle, those are very unique. I like those colors. But my issue is that these bottom two and the top one, those are so similar. So I guess for me, when it comes to the glosses, my favorite two would be Luna and Sunscape, just because on the actual swatch, they actually do look different than the other three. Even in the containers, I feel like these other three are just, like, not different enough to warrant needing all of them. And a lot of people might think I'm crazy because, like, Paige, who buys all the glosses? Not me. I mean, it's like, I don't know what you're talking about. I wouldn't do that. But if I was going to pick up a couple, it would probably be these two because I feel like they are the most diverse and individualized. But all of these three are great. My favorite of the three that look very similar would definitely be that top one, which I believe I said was the shade Venus, this guy up here. I really love that one because it has, like, yellow and pinky kind of sparkles to it. Now, the tell with these is I'm actually going to finish up my face. I'm going to put my lips on, and I will tell you if I can feel the glitter in these, because if I can feel the glitter in these freaking glosses, I already will not like them. Because if I can feel the glitter and it feels like that scratchy, just like ugh feeling in a glittery gloss, I will never wear them again and I will return them. So I'm going to finish up my face. I'm going to pop one of these on, and I will have a progress report for you here in a minute. Okay guys, went ahead, finished up the face, and the first thing, I mean, like, is there still the glittery stuff? This is killing me because I can't tell if there's anything shiny on my shoulder, but just give a little shoulder action. Anybody else see Sister Act where they're like, give us some of that deep shoulder action? That's what I've been thinking of the whole time. I've been, like, rotator cuffing myself. So let's discuss, first of all, my weird mood that I felt at the beginning of this video. It's finally starting to drift away. I wasn't, like, in a weird, like, ugh mood. I was in a weird, like, ugh kind of mood, and it's finally starting to sizzle down just a little bit. So let's discuss makeup. So let's first of all discuss one of the products on my face right now. I know that normally at the end of a video, I just put on products. I don't normally tell you guys what I'm wearing because I'm like, do they really care? Probably not. It's a lot of times it's like the same stuff, like all the time. It's always really similar, whatever. But we need to talk about this one blush. This is the Milani Coral Cove blush. This is so bright that when I purchased this, I was like, no, Paige, you cannot pull this off. You guys, it is so intense. It is everything in life and then some. It's so affordable. And if you're like me and you're so intimidated by this, don't be. It looks stunning. I'm wearing it right now. I'm just going to wipe that on my pants. But it's such an amazing blush. Like, I specifically, when I was done with it, I set it squarely in front of me on top of the Norvina palette. Like, Paige, do not forget to tell them, this is so beautiful. I was so nervous. I was so intimidated. But, like, This is just, this blush, I just can't. I can't function. I think it's such a beautiful blush. Definitely have to like pair it on certain makeup days. Like this isn't like a, oh, everyday kind of look for me. But when I'm wearing like a more peachy pink kind of look with a lip, this blush just like comes in and it just fulfills the dreams. I don't know. I love it so much. I had to remember to talk about it. Now for the lips, I did go in with the shade Sunscape Gloss. That was like the one that I felt like really would go and meld the best with the face that I created. And then I put that over top of the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk lipstick. And I picked this because this is a really beautiful like peachy pink nude, but it's also very nice and sheer. So when I build it up on the lips, it kind of feels goopy. Then I blot it off and I'm left with like this really nice, kind of like a evening out of my lip tone, which I really like. After you blot it off, you end up with just like this really pretty, I almost call it like a lip filter because this is so close to the natural tone of my lip. And what I wanted for this gloss was for it to still look beautiful, shimmery. Like I still wanted it to have its moment, but I needed it to have like a very even kind of pink canvas to work on top of. And this pair, like I don't know if that's going to translate on camera, but it is such a beautiful color combination. I'm obsessed. And also, side note, so when I was done off of camera doing the lower lash line, I shut the camera off. I put on, I don't even know which gloss. I just popped it on the lips and I went to finish up the face. I wanted to wear it for like that half hour, 45 minutes while I did the rest of my makeup and my hair, just to see how it would wear, if it was comfortable, if it would get like goopy and weird, all that stuff, right? So I was wearing it. And I didn't notice it. It was not gritty. I didn't feel it when I like, when I would like rub my lips together. I didn't feel it. Didn't get chunky, goopy, nothing like that. And then when I layered this on top of this lipstick, yet again, super comfortable, no problems. And a little bit was all I needed to like create this really beautiful like sheen. I'm actually really impressed with the way that this reflects the light. And I was just talking, oh yeah, it's pretty. I was just talking to a friend of mine actually yesterday about this. And I was talking to her about how sometimes when you have glosses that have glitter, like glitter particles or glitter reflect, anything like that in them, if the glitter that's in there is too large and the liquid that it's suspended in is too thin, the glitter itself will actually catch itself and gather into the cracks of your lips, and it looks so ugly. And what I love about this is that it does not do that. It looks so even and like just, it doesn't settle, it doesn't bunch, like glob together, glob, whatever word I was looking for. I don't know, I just really find that I like this formula. Again, this is like a first impression because I've never screwed with their formulas before, but I do like this and I love the way that the reflections really bounce off the lights in the cameras. It really makes it so you can wear a little less gloss than if it was just a standard sheer gloss, and you still get a beautiful amount of reflect, which is nice. So again, I kind of kept it right to the center, but I find that it just looks beautiful over a sheen for the whole lip, which is good. So glosses, I'm really liking those so far. Now let's discuss this Norvina palette. That was like a whole like mini gloss review all in one. Sorry guys. As far as the actual shadows themselves, I do enjoy them. I think these mattes are ridiculously good. They blend out beautifully, they build beautifully, so sultry, and they pair beautifully together without ever getting muddy or chunky or funky or just anything like that. I really love the mattes in here. I do not, however, love their kick and pan, which then translated to a very messy palette. That's kind of a bummer. For me, the shimmers are really, really shocking. I find that they are so drastically inconsistent that it was difficult for me to manipulate. Like I used several of these across the board. I used 1, 2, 3, 4. I used 4 shimmers out of, what is that, 7? And what I find is that every single one of the 4 shimmers that I used was different. It had a different amount of fallout, it had a different amount of chunk to it, it had a different consistency that was very difficult to predict how it was going to wear on my eyes. And my other con that I have with this palette, and then I think I'm pretty much done, is the way that the reflect is when I swatch them. It did not translate to my eyes. I feel like my eyes really lost that lustrous, beautiful, like pop intensity, that metallic like fling that makes me love and gravitate toward this palette. It did not translate toward my eyes. That really bums me out, especially when I know for a fact, like the shade Celestial, I was putting it on with my finger. I showed it to camera. It was beautiful, metallic, sexy. I went to put it on my lid and it lost that lust. And I thought, okay, maybe it's because there's concealer. Sometimes when a shimmer shade mixes with concealer, it can get kind of, you know, less than desirable. So I built it up. and I just still feel like no matter what I do, I can't get that beautiful metallic, sexy sheen that I want from these on the lids. Now, with that being said, like I told you before, I cannot spray them and then apply them to my eyes. It does not work, so please don't suggest it. Honey, I have tried. So for me, do I love this palette? I think it's a very nice palette. If I had to rate it, like, you know, out of 10, I would give it like a 7 or an 8 because of the, you know, the issues that I had with it. But overall, I think it's a great palette. Okay, sorry about that. Give it a rest for just 1 second, you guys. I actually wanted to interject here with a couple of thoughts. While I was filming that first impression, the video that you're watching right now, it was actually supposed to be live on my channel like 5 to 7 days ago, and I held off because there were, again, just a couple things I didn't like, and I wanted to go through and give you guys just a little bit more information. So I have played with this Norvina palette literally every single day for over a week now, just to keep playing with it, to see what I thought about these textures, and how I had told you guys that, you know, when I apply them this way, I don't know that I love it. When I do this, I don't know what I think, and oh my god, I set it down on my vanity and it is filthy. Oh my god. Anyways, okay, so here's the deal. I've been playing with this. It's what's on my eyes right now. I did this really fun like cut crease. I faded it down like lighter at the top toward the like lash line, a little wing, whatever. I think it turned out really pretty. What I learned from using this palette for a week, I have now used every single color in here. We're going to talk just for 1 second about these matte shades. The matte shades blend so beautifully. I am obsessed with these more than I ever thought I could be. My only shade that I have like a slight issue with is this one right here. I love this color. I obviously have it in my crease and on my lower lash line. It's a beautiful color, but the shimmer in this shade does pull very shimmery when you work it into the crease, so just something to be warned of. But as far as the actual matte shades, like these three down here, oh my god, so blendable, so beautiful, and so buildable. So stunning. Love them the most. Now, when it comes to the shimmers, one of the things that I had mentioned was I wasn't a big fan of, you know, I put them over top of concealer and I really felt like they kind of got sucked into the concealer, and then that shimmery metallic moment kind of went away. And I think what is doing it, and this is just, you know, from me doing my makeup for a few days, like for today, I did my brows first. Obviously, I went in and I did my eyes next. I cut my crease with concealer. I applied my shadows. I thought, wow, okay, they still look really good. I continued on to the rest of my face. When I set my face with my setting spray, I feel like that might have been like what dulled them down. So I don't think initially it was the fact that I applied them over concealer. And I really wanted to make that clear, because for a lot of people, if you do your face even remotely close to the order I do it in, you always set your face last. And by setting your face, it might dull that metallicized sheen a little bit. I noticed it does it a lot more when I put the shadows over concealer as opposed to doing them with a glitter glue. These, in my opinion, do perform a lot nicer with a glitter glue. However, it's a lot more difficult to get like this really beautiful cut moment with a glitter glue. So I think that, you know, depending on what you're doing, just keep it as, what's the word? Keep it as thin a base as possible underneath. Again, glitter glue has a very nice thin base that is super tacky, which makes it like really perfect. I don't know if you can hear that outside right now. Someone is weed whacking. I apologize if you can hear that. So that's kind of my take on these shimmers, is if you are going to work with them, the thinner the base, the better, but they will work on top of concealer. And I really wanted to write the fact that I said that, because I wasn't sure, and I think now it's more of a combination of concealer and setting spray. And I just went back over them. I tapped my fingers in and I kind of applied a little bit more over top just to give it that really nice like lustrous vibe back to it. And I think it made all the difference. So if you're looking at this, I do now, having used it for a week and a half, I know I was going to put this in an update. Who's to say I still won't? But as far as this palette, I do really like it. I don't have nearly as much of an issue with the textures as I did before. Some of the shimmeries are a little bit annoying, like the, you know, this top row, because they can be kind of crumbly and have a lot of fallout. I do still recommend either a lot of bake or doing your eyes first, because they will get you good, girl. The mattes, not so much, but those shimmers, oh honey boo boo child. But I just wanted to stop on here and let you guys know that, and now you can go ahead and finish out the video. Side note, you guys, don't forget to check out the description box. All my social medias are down there. I'm mainly on Instagram and Twitter these days, not gonna lie. And yeah, I put out 5 new videos a week, Monday through Friday. Monday is usually like a vlog or a baking type video, and then Tuesday through Friday you get 4 super fun different makeups, whether it's about makeup products or testing stuff, first impressions, full face faces, whatever. So definitely subscribe if that sounds like something that you would love, or if you'd love me. I mean, I'm fine with either, really. And you guys, thank you so much for watching. Again, please do not forget to have a great day, night, weekend, whatever it is when you're watching this. I'll see you in the next one. I tried Norvina. I tried Norvina. Are my shoulder blades pretty? I tried Norvina.